Alright, so this is one of two hints for the next upcoming unit. Yeah, it's the part 2 LR. This is what we got. Yeah, one of two. We have movie bosses. Now, this JP has the exact same thing. It doesn't really have much since it's the exact same hint. Let's just go from what we have so far. Now, in terms of like this hint related to the celebration, it is movie bosses related, as we know. The Metal Cooler Army's leader skill is technically tied to having movie bosses as a full 220%. Yeah, 220% lead, which kind of makes sense. And the fact that you might as well be running a full movie bosses team. So there's that. And second, this will be a pretty good opportunity to see new or old favorites get LR'd, like getting an LR version of them. Now, the ones that we currently have as LRs are, well, summonable. You gotta keep in mind, summonable LRs. Uh, Brawly, Frieza, they've already gotten one. If you want it to be related, Cooler, it has to be Metal Cooler, but we have Carnival LR Metal Cooler already. Yeah, there could be a brand new one, and we could get this guy's EZA. We did have a Carnival LR EZA already, so I'm not really surprised that they'll bring another one. Maybe, but we'll see what happens. Same thing with Final Form LR Metal. Final Form Cooler. The SDR Dokkan Fest one. Could he get an EZA? They both did release in the same exact celebration. So I wouldn't really be surprised that if we could see both of them ECA, or at least one of them. I'm assuming maybe Carnival Cooler. Now, for all intents and purposes, for those that don't really know how he works, he's a literal instant revive. You basically put him in slot. Well, you don't have to put him in slot 1, but if he dies, you get a guaranteed revive. That's it. No special condition on that. However, uh, will he get an EZA? I'm pretty sure he might, since it is related. But in terms of getting like a brand new unit per se, I've heard people say Android 13? Possibly? Now, I don't mind Super Android, no, sorry, not Super, Fusion Android 13 as a standalone LR. That would be pretty cool. We do have some neat animations for Android 13 already. When he initially goes, when he initially transforms into Fusion Android 13, we could have another transforming one, or we could have just a pure standalone, which I think would be pretty cool. And on top of that, right? Let's take a look at the links. So sorry, where is he? Yeah. Let's take a look at his best linking partners right here. Besides the metal coolers, right? You know, I could see maybe Android 13 as a potential linking partner. That's pretty much one thing I could say. But will he lead movie bosses? I'm assuming yes. Maybe no. Maybe no. And one thing is that because he is an Android based unit, he probably wants to link up with other Android units. Actually, let's see. How many Android units are in movie bosses? Let's double check. Not up here. No, he's artificial life forms. Does he count as an android? No, he does not. I wanted to be sure that he doesn't count as an android. God, if it was movie villains, it would also include Android 14 and 15. But that is not the case here. Yeah, just his free-to-play variant of it. Oh yeah, I forgot his int one's in the int one's in here too, so 3. But he's already easy aid. And that's that. Outside of like the SSRs and all that stuff, there's only 3 quote unquote Android units on movie bosses, and they're all Fusion they're all Android 13, which is mostly fine. I don't know what other people think, actually. Let's see what we got in here. Final form cooler, sure. Android 13, let it be known. Oh, a reversible 13, 14 to 15. That might be a pretty good one. I haven't thought about that, but I think that'd be a pretty good idea. You know, if we have like a tag 13 and 4, no, sorry, 14 and 15 with Android 13, I think that's a pretty solid pick. Plus, that alleviates some of the fact that 13 and 14 don't have to be on just Android alone. They can also be on movie bosses because that's how tag units work. What else do we have in here? He has no standalone LR. True, we don't have a standalone LR Turles, but we have an LR Turles squad or Team Turles or LR Turles Army, if that's what you're looking for. Please no Golden Frieza. We've had good Golden Friezas already. I don't see us getting a new one anytime soon. Bojack. We don't have a standalone Bojack, but it would be pretty funny if we did. Other than that, we could be getting some support from just either Cooler or Android 13. That's one thing I'm going to say, but this is just part one of the hints. We're waiting for the other part, which is I'm assuming is coming tomorrow, considering how this is going to play out. They revealed the category for one. They'll probably reveal maybe a sound from the super attack effect. Maybe an art piece or some sort of weird picture, cryptographic picture that depicts what the character actually is. I assume it would be either of those, or it's just another category that the character fits on. If it's androids, we all know it's gonna be 13, but they could 180 the entire hint here. Keep in mind, they're trying to make the hints obvious. I should be liking and reposting this. What am I doing? But they're trying to make the hints obvious. But we'll see. We'll see. I am actually pretty intrigued to see what they do to make this team better. Specifically, this team. And they haven't released any new hard quote unquote content. Oh, they literally just dropped this. Okay, sure. Sure, why not? We have the 100 million coolers, takedown. Something to go with final, Super Easy A Final Form Cooler, which I'm supposed to be doing as a showcase later on tonight. Yeah, we'll see what they're gonna do, especially with this hint, especially with the Part 2 LR. Anyways, wanted to make this video. I think my opinion still probably goes along with either a new cooler with this guy getting an Easy A, or this one, or a new Android 13. Maybe with him getting a Super Easy A, or still either of these two getting a Super Easy A. And maybe we can get a Super Easy A for a free, or maybe this one might be getting a free to play Super Easy A. Who knows? Who knows? Anyways, let me know what you guys think of this, and let me know what kind of character you guys want to see out of this. I'm assuming it might be the same as obvious as what I'm saying or what everyone else is saying. Anyways, I'll see you on the next one.